right, happy Thanksgiving, Ruby and Sophia. So we'll continue on with the Green Princess Saves the Day, Chapter 7 and Chapter 8. Okay? Alright, the mystery note. Back at home, Holly changed out of her wet clothes. Miss Greenwood was home from her meeting. She wrapped Holly in a nice warm quilt while Aunt Amy made hot cocoa. "Mom, did you tell Mayor Morgan about the princess picnic?" Holly asked. "Yes, I did," her mom replied. She said it sounded very nice, but it didn't change her mind. Holly felt frustrated. "No matter what I do, it doesn't make any difference," she said sadly. "That's not true," said Miss Greenwood. "Holly, you're trying very hard, but you're just a little girl. You shouldn't feel like you have to save the park all by yourself." "But nobody else cares," Holly mumbled in a grumpy voice. "Aunt Amy and I care," her mom said, "and so do Zachary and Grace and Taylor and Anna. And those people who came to the park today," Aunt Amy added, handing Holly a mug of hot cocoa with marshmallows. "Maybe you just need to slow down and listen to your friends. They might have good ideas. Didn't Zachary say something about a party?" "But I like my ideas better," Holly said, but stubbornly. "Besides, we have to hurry before the park gets torn down. A big party would take forever to put together." Miss Greenwood stroked Holly's brown hair. The ends of her braids were fizzing from the rain. "If I were you, I would take a deep breath and count to 10. My princess," she said. "We won't give up, I promise." Holly nodded. She took a deep, deep breath. Then she let it out with a whoosh. "Good girl," said Miss Greenwood. Holly managed to forget about the park for the rest of the night. Aunt Amy stayed over, and they watched a movie and played board games. Even Jessica joined in, but the next morning after Aunt Amy left, Holly couldn't help thinking about the park again. She sat on the front steps with her chin in her hands. Jessica poked her head out of the front door. "I'm going to the park," she said. "Do you want to come?" "Really?" Holly asked. Her eyes narrowed. "How much is Mom paying you?" "Nothing," Jessica said. "I just feel like going, okay? You don't have to come if you don't want to." Holly jumped up. "I definitely want to come," she said. "Let's go." She wanted to spend as much time as possible in her favorite place while she still could. Holly felt better as soon as the park came into sight. "Can we go to the willow tree?" she asked. "Of course," Jessica said. "Where else would we go?" The sunny morning had dried up all of the mud from the day before. Best of all, the bluebird was back. He darted from branch to branch on the willow tree. The branches gently waved up and down. "Look, he's saying hello," Holly said. She held up her finger. "Here, little bluebird, come sit on my finger." The bluebird flew a little bit closer to Holly and settled on a branch in the middle of the willow tree. Holly slowly took one step, and then another. Soon, she was so close she could almost touch him. "Chirp, chirp." The bluebird flew away. "Come back," Holly called out. She was sad for a second. And then she noticed something sticking out of the bark on the willow tree's trunk. It was a folded green piece of paper. "What's this?" Holly wondered out loud. She carefully slid the paper out. Her name was written on the front of the note. "It's for me," she cried. "What does it say?" Jessica asked. Her green eyes twinkled. Holly read the note to her sister. "Dear Holly, please come to the park next Saturday with your mom, Aunt Amy, and Jessica at 1. You will get a special surprise." Holly looked at Jessica. "A surprise?" she asked. "Did you write this?" Jessica shook her head. "Nope. I guess we'll have to find out next Saturday." Holly felt real excited. How could she possibly wait that long? Chapter 8. Party in the Park. Holly woke up super early on Saturday. The morning seemed to last forever. Holly tried to keep busy. She cleaned her room. She helped her mom fold laundry. She read a book and ate a sandwich for lunch. When it was almost time to go, Holly put her flower headband on. Then she grabbed her mother's hand. "Come on," she said. "It's time." "You're right," said Miss Greenwood. "You look very pretty, by the way, just like a true princess." Holly nodded. "I don't know what the surprise is, but I think some princess power might come in handy." "I think you're right." Holly noticed that her mom had a special smile on her face, like she knew a secret. "Mom, do you know what the surprise is?" Holly asked. "Not exactly," Miss Greenwood said. "There's only one way to find out." Holly ran to the door. "Let's go." Aunt Amy was outside, waiting. Holly held tightly to her mom's hand as they walked a few blocks to the park. Jessica walked a little bit behind them. When they turned the corner, Holly gasped. The park was filled with people. Plus, there was a big sign over the park entrance that said, "Save the park." "What's going on?" Holly asked, her eyes wide. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. "Maybe you should ask the official tour guide," Miss Greenwood said. She nodded to Zachary, who stood by the park entrance. He wore a baseball cap with a card on it that said, "Tour Guide" in big letters. Holly ran up to him. "Zachary, you did this?" she asked. Zachary nodded. "I felt bad that it rained on your picnic," he said. "My Uncle Ted is an ice cream man. He loves the park too. He said he'd give away free ice cream at the park today. He told everyone on his ice cream route about it." Holly saw the ice cream truck down the street not far away. A long line of people stood next to it, waiting for their free ice cream. Zachary nodded to the gazebo. "Grace and Taylor are going to sing later," he said. Holly couldn't believe it. "This is awesome," she said. "But why didn't you tell me?" "I wanted to surprise you," Zachary said. And then he looked down at his sneakers. "Besides, I wasn't sure if you'd let us do it." Zachary sounded a little bit sad. Holly remembered what her mom said about listening to her friends. She hadn't listened to Zachary at all. Or Grace, or Taylor. "I'm sorry I didn't listen before," Holly said. "It's a really good idea." A grin stretched over Zachary's face. "Thanks," she said. He reached into his backpack and pulled out another Save the park. He reached into his backpack and pulled out another baseball cap. This one said tour guide on it too. "Here's one for you." "Cool," Holly said. "What are we supposed to do?" "I thought we could give people tours of the park," Zachary answered. "We could show them our favorite places, then they would understand why the park is so special." "That's a great idea," Holly agreed. "Can we give my mom and Aunt Amy a tour?" "Sure," Zachary said. Holly found her mom talking to Anna's mom. Anna smiled and waved when she saw Holly and Zachary. "Hey, Anna," Holly said. "What's your favorite place in the park?" Anna thought for a bit. "I like the pond," she said. Holly took off her tour guide hat and put it on Anna's head. "You should give us a tour." Anna blushed. "I don't know what to say." "Just tell us what you like about it," Holly said. She cupped her hands around her mouth. "Free tour of the park." A small group of people formed around them. Holly and Zachary led the tour. Zachary talked about the playground with its swings and slides and jungle gym. Holly talked about her favorite trees and flowers, and when they got to the pond, Anna talked about how she liked to watch the fish and the frogs there. The party was a lot of fun and a big success. Grace and Taylor sang some songs in the gazebo. Everybody got free ice cream. Plus, Holly's mom and Aunt Amy had brought a special letter about saving the park. It's called a petition. They got lots of people to sign it. "What a great party," Holly said. "Mayor Morgan can't ignore this." "Thanks," Zachary said, "but we've been so busy that we forgot one important thing." "What?" Holly asked. Zachary smiled. "It's our turn for free ice cream." All right. I love you girls. I'll finish up the book on another recording. Happy Thanksgiving. I love you very much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.